Welcome to the HDR Light Studio Quick Start video. Let's learn how to create amazing HDR lighting in HDR Light Studio. It will take less than 10 minutes and will change the way you light forever. Let's go! For this quick start, you only need to download and install the HDR Light Studio application. Start HDR Light Studio. If you're running a demo, press Run Unlicensed in demo mode. The HDR Light Studio interface should look something like this. If it doesn't, reset it by going to Window, Layout, Load, Default, Standalone. This is the render view. It's our built-in CPU renderer. Press play and let's select the Watch Demo model. The purpose of this render view is not to produce a final image. It provides a real-time preview of the lighting on the model using a single simple shader. Here is the Presets panel. This is your library of lighting content. It displays studio lights by default, but presets contain so much more. In the Filter drop-down, let's go to HDRI Haven Exteriors for example. Here is a range of exterior HDRI maps you can use. Or let's go to HDRI Haven Interiors. We can quickly make our first light by dragging and dropping the thumbnail onto the light list panel. We see the light added to the light list. It appears on the canvas and is lighting our shot. The appearance of the 3D model can be adjusted in the Render View Settings panel that is tabbed here. Let's increase the resolution of the render to 700 by 600 pixels. And let's view this image at 100%, not scaled to fit the view. We can also change the diffuse color of the shader and change the reflectivity. You can choose which camera to look through using the camera drop-down. I am going to light this view. With our light selected, take a look in the Light Properties panel. It contains all properties for the light. We can easily rotate this HDRI map using the longitude setting. We can also change the brightness using the brightness slider, or by using the plus and minus buttons. The large plus and minus buttons will double or half the brightness. This is equivalent to a photographic f-stop. Okay, so now we have a foundation for our lighting design. So let's add another light to this lighting design. In the Presets panel, we'll go back to the studio lights in the drop-down, choose a light, and drag and drop it onto the render view where you want to see the light reflected. The light has been added in the right place. We can move the light on the 3D model by dragging on the render view. We call this Light Paint. We can also move the light on the canvas. It's ideal for fine adjustments. Now let's scale the size of the light. In the Light Controls panel, we have click, hold, drag controls to adjust the size, rotation and brightness of our light. So let's click, hold and drag left and right on the proportional scale button. You can see the light outline, change size and see how the width and height sliders are moving in the Light Properties panel. When you release the mouse, the light is updated. Let's duplicate this light, position it on the model and change its color. Right-click on the light in the light list and select Duplicate. Press Enter to use the same light name. They don't need to be unique. Click and drag on the model to position the light. Then scale it and adjust the brightness. Now let's change the color. So, change the color mode to flat and click on the swatch. We can pick any color, or we make the light black and this now acts as a light blocker. But for this project, let's leave it white. So far, all the lights created are on the HDRI map. However, with this Area Light checkbox, we can convert the light, moving it from the HDRI map and building it inside the 3D scene. Let's do it. Enable the checkbox. Not much appears to change, but area light settings are added. The most important one is Smart Dolly. Drag the Smart Dolly slider to a small value and the area light will appear in the render view. The area light can still be seen on the canvas, but it's not included in the HDRI map now lighting the shot. It's shown on the canvas for reference only. Area lights are ideal for lighting details on your model. Let me show you. Solo the area light by clicking on the S button in the light list. Turn off the area light checkbox. The light returns to the HDRI map. You can see it's lighting the whole model. Let's enable the area light setting again. You can see the area light is now lighting a smaller part of the model. Area lights are positioned using Light Paint too, so let's click and drag on the model to move the light. For this scene, we prefer the light on the HDRI map, so let's turn off the area light setting and unsolo the light. Imagine we are happy with this lighting, but we want to experiment with different lighting options. In the Light Looks panel, let's create a new light look by pressing the first button and call it Design 2. We now have an empty lighting design to work on. Let's head over to the Presets panel and switch the top drop-down to Rigs. These look like HDRI maps, but rigs are HDR Light Studio projects containing multiple editable lights. In fact, we have 2 rigs created especially for this watch model. Use the filter drop-down and select Watch Demo Model. Right-click on one of the thumbnails and select Replace Lights with Rig. The lighting project is loaded into the current light look. We can now edit the lighting just like any other lighting project. To compare the lighting designs, we can quickly switch between light looks by selecting them. Let's quickly look at some advanced features. So let's say we want to change the brightness of the whole lighting design at once. Select all lights using the Shift key to select a range. Right-click and select Merge to Composite. All lights are now contained within the composite light. Use the arrow to see them and the back arrow to return to the root of the design. We can rotate and change the brightness of this single light containing the whole lighting design. In addition, composite lights support filters. Let's blur the lighting design with a diffusion blur. On the composite light, select diffusion from the filter drop-down. If we go inside our composite light, we can still edit the lighting and the blurred version is lighting the shot. Okay, so that's the end of the quick start guide. What's next? Well, first, go and have some fun playing with HDR Light Studio and our demo models, so you feel comfortable lighting with HDR Light Studio. Then, watch the tutorial content on how to use HDR Light Studio connected to your 3D software. Thanks for watching and happy lighting!